What's up guys, Trav White here, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you guys the easiest way to spot early signs of androgenic alopecia or male pattern baldness, because we're all aware the earlier you catch it, the earlier you take action on genetic hair loss, the better chance you have of keeping all of your hairline, or reversing the hair loss. So the best way to do this is to follow what's called the 50% rule. But before we get into that, there is a prerequisite to understanding that I need to explain. So let's dive into it. So you see, the easiest way to spot early signs of genetic hair loss is actually not by looking at the Norwood scale or even by counting how many hairs you're shedding per day, right? If you're on a Norwood 2 or 3 already, chances are your temple follicles have already fully miniaturized, and some might be beyond that threshold of reversing. Now, if that's you, don't worry. It's not too late to take action. Now is better than never. You can still keep the hair you do have. But if there was a way to spot it earlier and take action earlier, wouldn't you want to do that? You have to catch the follicle miniaturization before it's even noticeable. I know that's like kind of hard to do, right? How do you measure that? Because this can be really difficult to do. You have thousands of hairs on your head. They're all in different parts of their own growth cycle. Some might be just starting anagen. Some might be shedding in the telogen phase. How are you supposed to catch genetic balding before you even notice if you're balding? The answer is actually to look for earlier signs and different benchmarks. You want other benchmarks than how far back you've receded. The main one being something called diameter diversity. Miniaturization does not happen overnight, right? You don't wake up the next day with 100% miniaturized follicles and a bald head, right? That would suck. Like everything with hair, it's a slow process. Imagine one strand of hair, right? This strand of hair is at 100% of its follicle thickness. It's thriving, it's getting nutrients every day, it's living its best life. You're happy, your hair's happy. And then maybe one day your genetics decide that they're ready to become a little too sensitive to good old DHT, right? And the miniaturization process starts. You're not even gonna notice that yet, right? That thriving hair is gonna go through its cycle. It's gonna shed like normal hair does, but when that new hair grows back, it's not gonna be as thick as the previous one. It's gonna start the anagen phase a little bit thinner than its previous cycle. It might also reach the telogen phase a little bit earlier and a little shorter this time. You're probably not even gonna notice it for years until that miniaturization is 100% complete and dies. And not just that one, but a ton, right? So this continues over months, maybe even years, until that follicle goes through its last cycle and it sheds as a little wispy vellus hair for the last time. And then that follicle goes dormant. So the key to catching that miniaturization before 50% of its life cycle is gone is you have to look at individual hair strands diameters compared to the other ones around it, specifically on the areas of your head that follow pattern balding first. Now, you can do this at a doctor's office under a microscope, which is probably the best way to do it, or you can do it at home too, and I'll teach you the at-home sort of DIY way to do it. But the 50% rule states that if you can take action on a hair follicle before 50% or greater of that miniaturization process has occurred, then you will be able to reverse it back to its original thickness with proper treatment. Now, if 50% or more of miniaturization has occurred, the best you can hope for is to stop further loss or keep it like right where it's at. And here's the kicker. By the time you notice it, like visibly, you're standing in the mirror and the light is beaming down on your head and you see your hair is thinner and the density is completely different and it's like, oh my gosh, what's happened? It's probably past that 50% rule threshold. That's why you don't want to stop and check your temples for recession or measuring where you are on the Norwood scale to decide when to take action. All that's important, and a trichologist or a dermatologist will still measure where you are, but you want to start looking for those earlier signs. And diameter diversity amongst the hairs you shed is how you do that. This will help you catch it much earlier, give you the best chance of stopping and reversing it. So if you're worried at all that your hair is in fact going through this miniaturization process, there's tons of options for you to take action. I love to look at options. I love to look to medical professionals who do that as well. And that's why I definitely recommend that you schedule a free consultation with today's video sponsor, Bosley. Bosley has been in business as America's #1 hair restoration expert for more than 45 years. They've performed over 430,000 hair restoration procedures, both surgical and non-surgical. And what I love about Bosley is you don't just subscribe and get some overpriced finasteride or minoxidil in the mail. Instead, the first step you do is you schedule a free virtual or in-person consultation before you even decide on any solution, because they want to figure out what's best for you as an individual. So they have counselors that are very good at analyzing your situation, creating a comfortable solution, and they have 70 locations across the US, or they can deliver that solution straight to your doorstep if they're not in your area. So they offer all of the latest hair restoration technology, surgical and non-surgical solutions. So don't wait until you're beyond that 50% rule to take action, right? Learn how you can get fuller, thicker hair. Go to bosley.com/travwhite, or you can click the link below to get a free information kit and a $250 Bosley gift card. That's bosley.com/travwhite. Get that free cost estimate, find the right solution for you. So, going back to those steps to seeing if your hair has reached that 50% rule or not. How do you actually do that at home? What's a really easy DIY solution? It's actually incredibly easy. Step 1, take a shower and wash your hair, right? Step 2, pull out all of the shed hairs and stick them on the wall. I know a lot of you guys who watch my channel who grow your hair out probably already do that because your hair is so long that it would clog the drain. So you're sticking them on the wall anyways to throw away in the trash later. Yeah, do that again. But then add a third step to it, right? You wanna examine the thickness of each strand compared to the one next to it. And you wanna see if there's any diameter diversity or if they're all the same thickness. Now, if all of the hairs that you shed and you compare to one another are all the same thickness, meaning the individual diameter of the hair, then you probably don't have anything to worry about when it comes to balding. But if you notice diameter diversity, meaning the thickness of the individual strands are varying significantly from one to the next, and it's incredibly obvious that some are thick, others are visibly thinner, those hairs might be in the middle of a miniaturization process. Now, should you take action yet? It's tough to say because genetic hair loss is such a slow process of miniaturization over time. So if you start to notice a combination, right, of shedding hairs that are thinning and shortening, then you should think about scheduling that consultation or getting your scalp under a microscope to look at that diameter diversity on the areas that would be most susceptible to pattern baldness to see if your scalp reflects what you're seeing from the hairs that are shedding in the shower. One caveat here, don't confuse shorter hairs with breakage. Like hair that breaks, that will look shorter, but the way that you tell the difference is there's just gonna be like a cutoff or like a sharp edge where that hair breakage happens. If a hair sheds, it's gonna have that little white bulb on the end in the dermal papilla where it shed. So if that white bulb is visible, the hairs are noticeably thinner and they're getting shorter and shorter each, every 3 months or so, then it could be time to take action. You might be asking, well, I have fine textured hair, because I definitely do too, and it's really hard to tell. My hair is already so thin. How do you tell? That's why it's better to look when it's wet from the shower, because hair that's wet is more swollen, it has a swollen cortex, it's gonna appear a little bit thicker, it'll be easier, it'll be more visible to the naked eye. Right. So that's how you check for hair diameter diversity at home, and that's how you spot earlier signs of hair follicle miniaturization rather than waiting until you're visibly on the Norwood scale to start to take action. So those are just some proactive methods that you can do to take action sooner. So quickly recap, if you're not sure if your hairline is receding, look at the hairs you shed in the shower, analyze if they're getting thinner and shorter than your normal hair type over time. If they are, it might be worth scheduling that free consultation. Don't forget to check out Bosley, get that free information kit and a $250 gift card. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.